The Reclaim project is hosted at the Institute of International Affairs at the University of Iceland here in Reykjavik. We have partners from 12 different countries, each represented with a number of researchers. We have political scientists, we have sociologists, we have media scholars, we have people who are interested in security studies. So it's a broad field that is covered. In the Reclaim project, we basically want to try to figure out how liberal democracies can deal with the phenomenon of post-factual politics better. We want to analyze what they are doing at this point, and we want to understand and also make recommendations as to what can be done better. The project is divided into 3 phases. One is a methodological, conceptual, theoretical phase which takes 6 months. After that, we study empirically for 18 months, and then in the project's last year we use the insights from these empirical analyses to formulate recommendations. So we basically want to study this actually from a variety of angles, but one important one is the question of citizenship education. That is, what do liberal democracies need to do in order to prepare their citizens for their active role as citizens? The starting point is this idea that it becomes more and more difficult for citizens to navigate this what we consider to be an increasingly manipulative information environment. Our basic assertion to start the project with is that this is a very complicated, complex, multifaceted phenomenon that actually consists of numerous different aspects, and so we have broken this phenomenon of post-truth politics down into several themes that we address in separate work packages. One which is very important here is the role of mass media, or the role of mainstream journalism, public service media, particularly the role that trust and distrust in mainstream journalism plays. So we see declining trust in the institution of journalism as one of the defining features of what we could describe as the post-factual age, because it is something that feeds into the kind of mis- and disinformation that is spread on social media, the other digital media. And we're also interested in the role of technological aspects. So we see basically that at the same time as we see a decline in trust in mainstream journalism, or actually in the institution of journalism, we also see the rise of social media. And social media we see here as forums in which false information, whether in the form of misinformation or disinformation, can be disseminated quite easily. So basically we see changes in information technology as a facilitating factor, as a way of making the spread of disinformation easier. So we basically want to know more about 2 things actually. The one is we want to know more about the connection between post-truth politics and populism, which we consider to be an intimate connection. But then we also want to know more about what the impact of post-truth politics is on fragmentation and polarization in the public sphere. Because we also see this as an empirical indicator for post-factual politics. The question of to what extent there still is such a thing as national public spheres, or to what extent they are fragmented into different smaller arenas that we could refer to, for instance, as echo chambers.